Today we're going to get 2 tarot cards to see what your body would like you to know at the time you view this video. And then we're going to clarify with 2 prism oracles, or as many as want to come out, frankly. And then the book method of divination from this amazing book called Intuitive Eating. So we'll start with the tarot cards. Now, one thing I want to say as I'm shuffling here is your body holds wisdom beyond just what you need for your physical health and your physical needs. So we're really looking at the body wisdom as intuitive wisdom. So there might be messages here in terms of what from your body for your physical body, but there also might be messages about other areas of your life. And so take it how it resonates as we go along. 2 cards, please. Oh, there's one. 3 of Pentacles, upright. One more card, please. What's this one right here? Queen of Swords, upright. Such pretty cards. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. Clarifiers for the 3 of Pentacles. Oh, it's this one right here. I can feel it. Faith in reverse. Clarifier for the Queen of Swords, please. Ooh, it's not confident in that, so let's these 2. Growth and pain reversed. I was clarifying the Queen of Swords. So let me just take a moment with the cards. Okay, so let's start with the 3 of Pentacles and the Faith card reversed. So 3 of Pentacles can sometimes symbolize, or what it's speaking to me about in this reading is like your hard work paying off. And I feel like there's something here about, because the Faith card is in reverse, there's fear that your hard work may not pay off. And I think hard work, it can be like with a particular project, but I also think it might be, it could be like the hard emotional labor or healing work that you're doing, the internal work that you're doing, the alternative work that you're doing. There's something here about being scared that that might not pay off. I think what is being asked of you is this Queen of Swords, because look, I mean, the reason I say that's what's being asked of you is because look at how it's clarified. Pain reversed, growth upright. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? Like new beginnings, new buds, growing in the direction you want to grow with the relief from pain that you've experienced in the past. So Queen of Swords to me can, or often represents, like the willingness to embody flexible but healthy boundaries. Okay, so I'm wondering here if, like, with the 3 of Pentacles and Faith in reverse, I'm wondering here if, like, you have chose a path that ultimately feels really good to you, and you've put energy in that direction, but maybe there's people around you who are, or it's just the culture around you that is causing you to not trust it. And I feel like what wants to be said is, with the Queen of Swords, is like the solution to that is not to stop in the direction that you've gone, but instead to put up some flexible but healthy boundaries with the situations, with the thoughts, with the people who are causing this distrust, this feeling of lack of faith to move forward. And with that is what will allow you to find the relief from pain and move to more growth. So this could be with your physical body. So maybe you are addressing something in your life in a way that's more alternative. And whenever we go in an alternative direction in any area of our life, we are forced with the heaviness that we have to process of conventional belief sets. And a lot of times that heaviness is thrown at us from people around us who are throwing back those conventional belief sets. And so I think and this is not, for me, as I say this, I'm certainly not condoning you just like listen to me blindly and keep going in whatever direction. I think this is like a moment in, moment out basis. But I think really what wants to be said is you are in charge of your journey. Queen of Swords, like, she's in charge. And look at, as I'm saying that, like, look at these cards together. So look at, to me in this particular reading and this particular card, this represents the sword. See how it's like containing all of this, and there's like some similarities in this card. I feel like what wants to be said in this particular reading is like you have capacity to contain all the elements of whatever decisions you're making. So if it is for your physical body, or maybe it's just a different area of your life, but your physical body holds the truth. Do you know what I mean? So it wants you to know, like maybe it's on your career path or something like that. You can contain the complexity of it, right? And still direct the energy and decide that you're in charge of your journey. So baby step, oh, and so interesting. Now what's coming to me is this is an interesting depiction of faith with these dots, right? And what's coming to me is, and this comes from Daryl Inca, who channels Bashar. And what he talks about with faith is we never have to grow in our faith, because always innate within us is we're always putting 100% of our faith somewhere, moment in, moment out. And so what that dot, those like spaces are, what am I trying to say? Circles. What those circles are representing. So you see how there's like the circles and then they're all on the bigger circle? Like what that's representing is faith is whole all the time. We are always 100% putting our trust and our faith to something. But what the little circles are representing is moment in and moment out. We are deciding where that 100% trust is going. And so I think that can be one way. Like there's a call here to like see your life more moment in, moment out. See where you're directing your faith, but don't give up on all the hard work you've already done. Again, whether that's in an alternative way of dealing with health problem, that could be on your career path, that could be the healing or work or emotional labor you've been doing. But realizing that you deserve to put your faith behind it because you are the master of your own experience. You are in charge of your destiny and your life. And and there's complexity here that you're holding. So moment in and moment out. So number one, how you grow in faith from this journey is not to think about growing in faith, paradoxically, but to realize we have this innate power as spiritual beings, as human beings. We are always 100% faithful. But just again, moment in and moment out, we're directing that faith somewhere. So that's what the Queen of Swords would like you to recognize, which is like, notice where you're directing that faith. And notice, the Queen of Swords is the feminine embodiment of the swords symbolism. And swords to me often represent like thinking, strategy, boundaries, skill sets, that kind of energy, like clear cut energy. And that's why I'm just loving this depiction of it right here, because it's like, oh my gosh, it's holding the complexity of life, all the things you need to keep in mind as you move through this journey, but it's still clear cut, right? And so I think and then look at this is interesting. Look at how that circle is the same color as pain. So I feel like what that's saying is you will get to the heart of the matter with whatever pain you're experiencing as you are willing to set flexible, healthy boundaries so that you are funneling your faith moment in and moment out into more advantageous for you, advantageous ways, so that you can start to build your trust in yourself. And then again, as I say build, we're just like, notice the times where we don't trust ourselves and see what needs to be done in order to trust ourselves. And I feel like that's what this is saying. Like the Queen of Swords is what needs to be done. Again, in any area of your life, your body holds the truth. So if this isn't about your body just holds the truth. And it would like you to know that the Queen of Swords is what needs to be done. Flexible, healthy boundaries. And if you don't know anything about boundaries, I certainly didn't, just start to look them up. There's books about them. There's YouTube channels, so on and so forth. Just start to look up boundaries. And so the Queen of Swords is what needs to be done. This is what has already been built. Do you know what I mean? Like you've already done so much. And so what your body would like you to do is to start to build your trust in that. Do you know what I mean? But by building your trust, how are you going to do that? Recognize the moments when you're funneling your 100% trust somewhere that is causing you to feel like you're using that sacred power of trust in a way that makes you not trust yourself. Isn't that wild? Like, think about that paradox. You're using your sacred power of faith in a way that makes you feel like you don't have faith in your journey, right? And so part of that is getting real with yourself about how you're doing that to yourself. But then another part of that is looking at the other people in your life with clear eyes and see how they might be doing that. And then from there, get information about what boundaries you need to set. And then you get to the heart of your pain, which it's difficult to get to the heart of the matter when it comes to pain, but it also is where the true pain relief comes from. And then it's not temporary relief, then it's real, true growth and transformation. So beautiful. And as I say all that, I'm just like noticing these flowers floating. And I think baths, but specifically beautiful baths, feel important. So like putting flower petals in there, essential oils, candles. It feels like a really nice way to honor your body, to listen to your body about more wisdom that it has, again, about your physical body, but also just about your journey, your life journey. Realizing that your body holds so much wisdom. Even when it feels like it's not cooperating with you, it really just has messages to offer you. And I think there's something here with like that self-care, that nurturing of self, that relates to both the Queen of Swords and the Faith. Because I think we can recognize, or what am I trying to say? Well, the nurturing of self is, in those moments, is putting 100% faith and trust behind what we've already done, behind who we are, right? And we have to create space. Queen of Swords, part of Queen of Swords is creating space. Do you know what I mean? And as I say that, like there's this kind of teal background in this. So I feel like what's being said is like space for your heart center and your center for change. So your heart center is like a green center, green chakra, or is represented by green. And your throat chakra is a blue center. Okay, your throat chakra, one way to think about it is your energy center of change. So I think there's like space here. The Queen of Swords, flexible, healthy boundaries, will help you deal with the complexity of life. Truly healthy boundaries encapsulate the complexity of life. So you're not just disconnecting from people out of pain. You are funneling your energy towards what will help you grow in your faith, so that you can change, transform towards more of the heart-centered energy, who you really are, which truly always gets to the heart of the matter. Gosh, this is a really beautiful reading. Let's do the book method of divination here with intuitive eating to see what wants to be said. Oh, interesting. Emotional triggers. We've looked at general emotional reasons for eating. Now let's examine the specific feelings involved. Isn't that interesting? That's kind of like getting to the heart of pain, right? A craving for certain foods or simply a desire to eat can be triggered by a variety of feelings and situations. Variety of feelings and situations. Like, again, the complexity that the Queen of Swords holds. Like, I think there's also maybe a call in this reading to recognize the complexity of life. Like in each of our lives, there's a lot going on. There's a lot we have to tend to. There's feelings, and there's physical needs, and there's spiritual needs, and there's creative needs, and then there's money, and then there's other people we have to care for, and then there's pets we have to care for, and then there's home. I mean, there's just like a lot. And I don't think we like talk about that enough, or we're kind of meant to think, like, don't get me wrong, I love the idea of simplicity, and I love, working through complexity to get to simplicity. And at the same time, I think we have to recognize the complexity of life before we can bring simplicity to it. I don't think it's just like the simple concept. And so I do think that's maybe one thing your body would really like you to recognize, so that you can tend to your body better. You know what I mean? When we recognize that maybe the reason we're not taking care of our physical health is because there's a lot of other things going on. We don't have to beat ourselves up then, but we can maybe troubleshoot in a more strategic way of how we can take care of all this one step at a time. Okay, so I'm gonna read that over real quick. Emotional triggers. We've looked at general emotional reasons for eating. Now let's examine the specific feelings involved. A craving for a certain food or simply a desire to eat can be triggered by a variety of feelings and situations. Some people use food to cope when they have no idea that's what they're doing. They think that they're overeating just because it quote unquote tastes good, and deny or minimize that they're eating emotionally. If you find that you're doing quite a bit of eating when you're not biologically hungry, then there's a good chance that you're using food to cope. You may have a deep-seated emotional reason to eat, but just getting through life's hassles with some of its irksome tasks and boredom might trigger you to seek food to make it all easier. Or you just might not want to feel the sadness that emerges when you need to stop eating because you've reached comfortable fullness. The best way to gauge whether you're using food in this way is to ask yourself the following question. If my body only needs a certain amount of food to feel satisfied, but I continue to eat after I'm clearly full, then what other need am I trying to fill with food? You may discover that the food is taking care of some of the feelings mentioned below. So then they go into boredom, bribery and reward, excitement, soothing, love, so on and so forth. So that's really powerful because I think like what that's saying, you see how like in that example, like we use our body to get something. So the real problem, so to speak, is the feeling, the feeling, but we're using our body to try to deal with the problem. So I think there's something here about like listening to your body instead of using your body. Does that make sense? So realizing that your body can help you get to the heart of matters, it can help you grow, it has a ton of wisdom to hold, but space for nurturing and listening has to be allowed. And as I'm saying that, I'm just thinking about how we talked about the energy center, our throat energy center, which is the energy center of change. And it's also the communication center. And I feel like the kind of like irony of that is your body is wanting to communicate with you more about what boundaries need to be in place in order to move forward out of pain and into more growth in any area of your life. So I always say your body never lies, or probably many people say that, but it's something I'm really coming to terms with in my own life. My body never lies. So it doesn't just not lie about when you're hungry and full, when you're satisfied or not, about when you're sick or not. It also doesn't lie about other people. It doesn't lie, so there's your body can help you. You can listen to it instead of using it to distract yourself. You can use it to understand what boundaries need to be put in place so that you can move forward in your life on your unique path with trust in yourself, so that, or with that information. Do you know what I mean? So I think, what does your body want you to know right now? It wants to be more friends with you. It's a weird way to put it. It would like to partner with you more. That's a different way to put it. It would like to partner with you more, not just in terms of your physical health, but in terms of how you can move forward in any area of your life. It holds a lot of wisdom, but when there is a lack of faith in, or put a different way, if you're funneling your 100% faith to not trusting it, then it's really hard to get its information through, right? But when you can more and more funnel your 100% faith to, my body never lies, my body wants to be in partnership with me, then we get better at decoding the messages that need to be decoded in order to move out of pain and move towards growth. And a lot of times what those messages are about are where we need to set flexible, healthy boundaries within our own life and with other people in order to, again, experience more pain, experience less pain and more growth. So this is really beautiful. I just think this is your body's invitation to partner with you more. And again, not just in terms of your physical health, but in terms of all areas of your life. It is definitely it definitely has, I mean, all bodies have wisdom to hold, but I just feel this like specific sense of like your particular body is strongly offering this invitation if you're willing to receive it. And there can be so much unlocked when we more and more, circle by circle, moment in and moment out, funnel our 100% faith to trusting our body, to being in partnership with our body instead of being at odds with it in our psyche. So if you've gotten to this place in the reading, kudos to you for having a willingness to maybe think in this new direction. I would say it might be a new direction for you, or you maybe were already thinking in this regard, and this is just like an invitation to take it a step further. But truly, I'm getting the sense that you could get into a really beautiful relationship with your body, and it truly could unlock a lot of beautiful things for you.